Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Appreciate it. I was even at daycare centers recruiting babies, so thank you to the baby that showed up. So thanks for the opportunity. As you guys know, my name is Gil, founder of DumpTex Banditz, hopefully Central Texas' #1 junk removal service provider. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just jump in. I'm a firm believer in building relationships, not just transactionals, or transactions, but actual relationships. And that's one of our core founders. So just let's get to know a little bit about who I am. My name is Gilbert, and I am a father, husband to my daughter. I love my daughter so much. That's funny. But who am I? Our family, we love to go to church. Love my wife. For most of you guys don't know that I'm a former network engineer. So I used to own a company and still do by the name of G-Tech Network Solutions. And, I'm a diehard Raider family, diehard Raider. I travel around the world. And I'm very passionate where my roots come from. I'm from East LA, California, where I have my Harley, where I have my lowriders. But just a little bit about me and my wife and my daughter, baby Tessa. So who is DumpTex Banditz? We are a junk removal full service provider. We have 4 core values. We're strategic, we're innovative, we are logical and methodical in our processes. Our mission is to keep Mother Earth as green as possible through those 4 cores, as you can see. This is one of our branded trailers. I'm a firm believer that you should always be branded in anything and everything you do to represent your company to the best of our abilities. This is just one of the events that we're at, heavily supported. Not realizing how I ended up as a junk removal service provider, but our roots actually go back to the 80s in East LA, where my mother, my aunts, they used to go around the neighborhood, buy from yard sales and resell the next week. So it's crazy. And here I am, right? A junker, from IT to a junker. So that's crazy. I didn't realize that till I got in conversation and ended up chucking over it. So where are we now? Since we've launched DumpTex Banditz, we've grown. We initially launched in April 9th. It took 3 months to formulate the business. I wanted to make sure that we were planting the seed, making the right connections. But we've had client acquisitions in all sectors, residential. So we service the public community ranging from Austin to Entry Point, San Antonio, 50-mile radius. We have general contractors, storage facilities like Extra Space, CubeSmart, just to name a few. And we have city alliances. We were honored that the city of San Marcos actually contracted us to do one of their CleanOut services recently. And hopefully we've exceeded their expectations. As we continue to grow in these various sectors, our footprint is in acquisitions. Acquisitions, such as the property managers that have 1 or 50 or 100 properties, right? And or general contractors and or real estate agents, anything and everything that has to do with property. We've been fortunate enough to meet and or support or provide services to well-known individuals. Miss Mayor, the very first time I came here, Miss Jane, I hope I pronounced it wrong, but Miss Houston, right? Houston, right? I'm always getting it wrong. So Miss Houston, she asked, the most common question that we get is, so what do you guys do, in your junk removal process? And we engaged in like a 30-minute conversation. I was very surprised that Dr. State Senator Representative, who's running for State Senator Representative, Dr. Michelle, she reached out to us. Don't know, she heard about us, and she contracted our services to do a storage clean out at CubeSmart recently. So very, very honored for those alliances. So 70% or up to 70% of our debris that we haul off never sees the landfill. That's what contributes to keeping Mother Earth as green as possible. So how do we do that effectively, right? Well, obviously we offer an initial walkthrough, identify everything, proceed, haul it off. So when we load strategically. There's 3 facets to it when we load, right? What's gonna go to the landfill, what's gonna get recycled, the other ones are what's gonna get donated or resold. Hence, we resell, we recycle, reuse, and we donate. Some of these alliances, City of San Marcos, we have the Goodwill. So the Goodwill, we go to them like a revolving door. They're tired of seeing us, to be honest with you. They're like, what, you really drop off that much? Habitat for Humanity, it aligns with our core services. About 70% of their revenue goes back into building communities. So we love them, We've done quite a bit of work for Baylor, Scott & White through their general contractors, ranging from here locally in town all the way throughout the Austin area. And then beyond this, we're part of great networks like the Hays County Network, other networks throughout our coverage maps. Let's go ahead and proceed. It's okay. So what makes a junk removal experience, right? So what's the life of a junker? It's dirty. It's tiring. You're in the summer, it's 105 degrees. You're loading, you're hauling. But it's a hassle-free experience for the clientele. We are a full service provider. We want nothing more than to take care of your needs, right? So we provide walkthroughs, initial walkthrough, which when we do the initial walkthrough, it allows us to do a discovery, identify what we're gonna be removing from the premise. A lot of times there's more junk. The most common statement, it's only a few items. Never is, right? So as a hassle-free experience, there's no commitments. You don't have to contract our services. If for whatever reason you have a change of mind, by no means, there's no commitments whatsoever. But should we continue? Obviously, there's an ending. So we do an ending walkthrough to make sure that we've not only met, but exceeded your expectations. And of course, the cleaning, the loading, the hauling. We take pictures of our job sites before and after for a variety of reasons. We have contactless billing, right? We have competitive structured rates, which is another value that the community loves about DumpTex. So when we're asked how do we price and we let them know effectively and immediately right there on the spot, they're amazed at how well we're structured. And we're always evolving, and we'll touch bases on that. We use our trailers that are 14 by 7 by 4 foot. They're hydraulic pump tandem axle trailers. Many of you have seen them, probably tired of seeing us on the road, and they're at all these events. But we got those because they're strategic. They're not oversized for the residential community, right? And they're not undersized for the commercial sector either. Let's go ahead and proceed, please. Here's a little insight, right? So extra space storage, we service quite a few. They're based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. So we are getting quite a bit of their business. Property cleanouts, garage cleanouts, construction cleanouts, hazmat cleanouts, right? That we've done as well. Construction jobs, we do operate heavy machinery here. So if you have, GCs that for whatever reason are hard to find labor or they just want to keep the project moving, we come in, we can operate those heavy machineries, and we do. So hence, that's me loading it up right there. The landfill, right? Sorry. No worries. And then of course, this is what the landfill looks like. This is the value that we bring to you, the customer, whether you're residential or any part of the 3 commercial sectors. You don't have to deal with flat tires, the stinky, the smell, etc. But let's go ahead and continue. So we're very fortunate that DumpTex Banditz has grown in the very, very infant time that we've been in existence. And we thank you, the community across the board, for supporting DumpTex Banditz and believing in us. But we are facing struggles. It's not been known, it's not new to anybody that good labor is hard to find. We don't require an education. You don't need a high school diploma. You don't need a 4-year degree or a PhD, right? But we do pride ourselves on being very professional from a personal standpoint. We're coming to your home, your business. You're opening up your doors. So we have a revolving door with labor. And we're looking to build a culture internally within DumpTex Banditz where they take pride in working for DumpTex Banditz, being part of our family. Not just our business, but you're part of our family, right? The DumpTex family. Business financing. I've had to fund this business on my own. A few of you know my struggles. Moving to Texas, I moved my family on there's an 1980s jam, right? Leap of Faith or something like that, right? Living on a prayer. There you go, all right? But, I've been coming to Texas for 15 years. I got family rooted here for over 20 years. And I decided to buy a home. It took 19 months to close on my house from the moment that I picked my lot to us getting the keys just recently, October 13th. So business financing has been hard. We haven't been in existence 6 months, we just hit 6 months. So we haven't been in existence for a year, right? Let alone a year. But minimum requirement in most cases is 2 years. So financing is hard. They look at our docs and they're like, wow, you have a proven, your paper is growing and growing every month. but we can't provide you any financial assistance, right? So business financing is where we're really hurting. It's hurting our business from expanding and or growing, but we don't want to grow beyond our means, right? We want those folks to keep bringing more than we have equipment. So we don't want to have that equipment sitting down. So with that growth, not only is the labor and the financing an issue, but facilities. Man, my HOA, good thing I rub shoulders with everybody, right? So they stay off my back. But HOAs are like, hey, Gil, your trailer, you know what I mean? Hide it, put it in the cul-de-sac or something. So we need to get a facilities location because we are expanding and we need to figure that out. Hence why I'm here. I'm here. Which transitions to the next slide because I need your help. I need your help. How can you help us, or what can you suggest we go about finding great labor, right? What recommendations do you have that will bring any type of value, 0.01% or greater, when it comes to business financials? And obviously, we need your help. Hopefully believe in DumpTex Banditz. Help us getting us in with the right people, the right contacts, so that we continue to grow and provide our wonderful city and all of Central Texas with junk removal services. So with that being said, thank you, 1 Million Cups, for the opportunity, and thank you. So now I'll open it up for questions to everybody.